Okay, so people like you are probably wondering how people like me manage to stay so ripped during this time. Well, the answer is pretty simple. All you've got to do is eat a load of protein bars. So I'm currently trying to find out what is the best protein bar on the market. And today I am reviewing Grenade. As you can see, this particular bar is called Grenade Carb Killer. It is an absolute murderous bar when it comes to carbohydrates. If you listen carefully, you can actually hear the carbohydrates in my house cowering in fear. If you put this thing into a bread bin, it will go on a killing spree. So it's Grenade Carb Killer High Protein Bar Fudge Brownie Flavor. We're going to give this a percentage score. Let's see how it is. 60 grams, by the way, and 22 grams of it is protein. I'm basically holding a lump of protein. Life has never felt so good. So let's go in. Right, so we've got a chocolatey exterior, it seems. A little bit of toffee on the outside there. You can, smells like Cocoa Pops, actually. Obviously, Cocoa Pops that will get you ripped and is actually a bar. Okay. That is actually unbelievably nice. That is really, really nice. It's got some sort of marshmallow meets biscuit on the inside here. If there was a 5-a-day of sugars, this thing would clearly do all 5 straight away because this has gone straight to my head. Really, really good. Really, really good. Like, it's like a Milky Way bar, only you can taste the gym off it. Now you're probably wondering, what are you supposed to do? Maybe the protein bar? Are you supposed to do anything else to ensure you get the full benefits? No. Absolutely not. You do not have to do anything. You just have to sit still and wait for your biceps to grow. So I'm already feeling pretty good after this, feeling like I could lift big things. You know, I'm feeling protein filled and nourished. I'm feeling nourished after this. So that's Grenade Carb Killer High Protein Bar Fudge Brownie Flavor. I'm going to give that's a good 74%. You know, I'm very surprised. I thought it would be almost plasticky. I thought it would be, well, like, I guess it is kind of plasticky, but it's gorgeous plastic, really. Trust me. So we do have a second one here. We've got Grenade Carb Killer, also an absolute slaughterer when it comes to starchy products. Grenade Carb Killer High Protein Bar Birthday Cake Flavor. Some of you may be experiencing birthdays during lockdown. Not to worry. Grenade Carb Killer High Protein Bar Birthday Cake Flavor is a perfect companion if nobody is allowed to come over and celebrate your birthday. Oh wow. Have a look at this. We've clearly got some sort of like white chocolate exterior and a load of like hundreds and thousands on the top of it. Let's go in. This is Grenade Carb Killer Protein Bar Birthday Cake. Wow. Every sort of food stuff ending in OSE you could possibly imagine right in here. Again, absolutely wired immediately off the sugar. It feels like I've never had sugar like this before. Feel, you know, so much more powerful. Feel my teeth falling out at the same time. God, you feel great. And I mean, again, as I say, you don't need to do anything after eating one of these, which is the most fantastic thing. Go for a lie down, wake up, and you've got an 8-pack. So giving this one a rating, it's not as nice as the other one. I'm going to give this maybe 67%. So that's 67% for Grenade Carb Killer High Protein Bar. Highly recommended from an expert here. Gyms are closed. You can't really get the full workout you need, but it doesn't matter. All you got to do is eat a handful of these things and you'll be absolutely fine.
Some more of Shay and sushi there. Like, we need a new name for this. Owen, obviously, now that you're not in Japan, is there a name for this series of food reviews that you're doing from your home?
There isn't, actually. I'm not very good at this sort of thing. I'm a terrible headline writer, terrible at puns.
How are you sourcing your food? Obviously, I know you can go anywhere, but like, are there specific places that are sending you stuff now that you've become a food influencer like this? Is this the type of thing that you're open to?
Yeah, it is. Life is difficult.
You're asking that. Sorry. Okay.
The shells tend to be to evade you almost when you're this much of a food influencer. But those ones I got in Dunn Stores and Stephen's Green, the Grenade Carb Killer, but before lockdown, I should say. I got those weeks ago, and they were just sitting there staring at me, and then I reviewed them. So that's the very interesting backstory to that video.
0879 180 180. If you want Owen Sheehan to review any foodstuffs for you, then you can WhatsApp him and we'll get the details to him. Now, I want to play you this. So this is a game of football in the back garden that takes on a slightly, I don't know, is this the type of thing that's bad? Is this sinister? Is the violence here the type of thing that we should expect? I mean, so this video I think has done 2.5 million views. Certainly it had done yesterday when I saw it.
It's a sublime flying kick, is what we're expecting.
I don't know. Yeah, so here we go. The video has started. That was the WhatsApp from the guy's phone. So obviously it seems like this is on some kind of fixed camera in the back garden. And it's the young lads versus the big lad, and the young lad eventually gets his revenge with the flying kick until the big lad gets up and goes, right, I'm going to have you there. And I presume it's a da. Is it a da, or is it like...
I think it's a da. I think that's CCTV, and I think that the kid scoring the goal into the empty net at the very end is almost my favourite part about it, that he ends up winning this particular game of World Cup. It's put down in our doc here as Wembley. Obviously, Tommy refers to this game as Wembley. I would certainly be more of the World Cup vernacular.
Where it's one-on-one with a goalkeeper?
Or multiple people. Like whoever scores progresses to the next round, but if it's one-on-one against the goalkeeper, whoever scores the goal gets to stay outfield and the other person has to stand in goal until another goal is scored. Or like we used to even have like a strange version of that where the person who would score would actually stand in goal because, I don't know, we were obviously a collection of people who actually enjoyed playing goalkeeper. But anyway, that's that one. A couple of people who partake with GAA teams or rugby teams potentially have started Zoom sessions over the last couple of days. It's something that obviously people have been using technology to instruct their players, instruct their teammates exactly what they should be doing to keep themselves on their toes. Jose Mourinho is one of these coaches who's engaged in it. Have a look at his Zoom session with the Spurs players.
5 minutes touching the ball. If you have a wall or if you have a person in your house, if you have a garden, go to the garden.
And then, of course, somebody on Twitter did this.
5 minutes touching the ball. If you have a wall or if you have a person in your house, if you have a garden, go to the garden.
Emergency mode, Jose Mourinho. I would like to have actually got a closer look at where Jose is when he's doing this. He's like sitting at the countertop, screaming at his Zoom, and everybody else in his house wondering what the hell is going on, because it sounds like the world is about to end. This is their last ever training session. It's now or never really to do this training, and maybe that's how you get your players motivated during all of this.
Well, I mean, it was a good voice. It's a perfect voice for this time, right? Like if he was making public service announcements in England about stay home, I think that would have the same impact as having Paul O'Connell in your garden, right? Am I wrong about this?
I think so. I think that there's definitely something haunting about Jose Mourinho's voice. I think that if we were in, say in episode 1 of Chernobyl, when the voice started playing out through the factory, telling people to get out or whatever, if you replace that with Jose Mourinho, it actually wouldn't be any less scary, I don't think. It'd be a great sort of villainous voice that doesn't have any particular face.
Okay, let's move on, because Chris O'Dowd at Big Boiler on Twitter has been putting stuff up, and I just don't have the actual text of his. Oh yeah, our toddlers are really getting into The Sopranos now is the first one, which makes a lot of sense. No, I'm sure it's not great for their language. And then a little bit earlier on, he tweeted this, which says, "Certainly got a laugh in our house." I was watching some show last night, and two characters shook hands, as people do, but it was suddenly such a risque embrace to watch. It was as if they just slapped dicks.
We were. It's definitely been something that I've noticed as well, where you do view everything through the coronavirus prism. As I was saying last week when we were watching the 2014 All Ireland hurling final the last day, there was an elderly man in the crowd, and I was like, why are you not staying away from this elderly man? He's clearly at risk. Then I was like, actually no, this is 6 years ago. This is not happening right now. And I don't know, maybe this is the future now. Maybe handshakes will be looked at with a great level of disgust in the future, I think.
Yeah, Yeah, I think he might be right, and that kind of brought me back to Rocky 3. There was a little bit of that going on in Rocky 3, just metaphorically as opposed to actually. 0879 180 180 is the WhatsApp number if you want to send something through to us for the lockdown lowdown.
One more video in our lockdown lowdown this morning. Of course, everybody's out there running around in circles. This woman on social media was having none of it.
Why is that person running? You okay? What are you doing running? Is someone chasing you? You're just running for fun? 7 o'clock in the morning.
And then for our radio listeners, she takes a swig of red wine.
That is,
we can all get behind that.
100%. Like, I don't see why not do both. I think we should be encouraging people to be out running, but I think we should also be encouraging people to 100% crack open a bottle of red at 7 a.m. If that's what you want to do, you do you, is, I think, the best advice we can give.
A few people thought that we did Classic Game Club this week live on Monday morning when we were watching the Galway Kildare game from 1998 back, and I was swigging on some red wine there, but actually it was Sunday evening that we recorded that, right? You're going to back me up on that story that I'm maintaining for decorum.
It's like I wouldn't have had any issue with you kind of rolling out of bed and sipping on the red wine, but kind of rolling out of bed and being in the Kildare jersey, I would have almost had a bigger issue with, like, actually sleep. Like, listen, if you want to crack open something right now at 8:21 on this Wednesday morning, nobody is going to look at you strangely, Jerry. It's okay. Do it.
Alan O'Neill's been in touch. Morning, lads. Where can we get the links for the Classic Game Club matches? YouTube.com/off the ball. Go to our playlists, and there's one there for Classic Game Club. And we always share where we're watching the game. Most of these games are on YouTube, either on the official GA channel, if it's that one, or if it's football, they're probably mostly illegal YouTube streams, but ultimately they haven't been taken down just yet. So tonight on Off the Ball, it is a very special Classic Game Club. Nathan, Vinnie Pert and David Myler are looking back at the game between Italy and Ireland in 1994. And that Italian team, Nathan tweeted the teams yesterday, if I can just make this a little bit bigger: Pagliuca in goals, Mauro Tassotti, Costa Corta, Baresi and Maldini. The AC Milan back four, a sensational all-time great back four. Midfield, Roberto Donadoni, Dino Baggio, Demetrio Albertini and Ivani. So again, backbone by the AC Milan team, with Roberto Baggio and Giuseppe Signori, who at that stage was top scorer in Serie A. Up front, there was a bit of speculation about whether or not Signori was worth his place in the team, because he was an amazing goal scorer in Serie A, but hadn't yet fired on the international stage. And there was obviously a couple of other players that could have got in the team ahead of them. But what an amazing Italian team. The Ireland team, not bad as well. A couple of passengers in it. I'd be interested to see what the lads have to say about it. But that's coming up tonight on Classic Game Club. All right, former Kerry footballer and Laois boss Mike Quirk is joining us next on OTB AM. And that screen has just disappeared on me here, so I'll tell you what's coming. Yeah, first though, let's hear from the brilliant Paul Rouse, who delivered the second of his sports history lectures to us on Off the Ball last night. Here he is talking about the history of Gaelic football.